All right. What's up, dude?
It's cracking me up. I am every morning. I get up and I check all my emails, and I go check out Instagram, and it's like the Jake Zweig meme show. I'm like, what is going on? Where are these things coming from? It's killing me.
Yo, so it started with like the SEAL memes dude. Shot me
The
one.
Jocko Goggins one.
Yeah, oh, the Jocko Goggins. Yeah. That's where it started. But then it just kind of it went sideways after that. And now like I didn't get one today, but this might be the first day in like 3 or 4 days I haven't gotten one. So
You okay? Is he gonna be?
the, the South Park one was pretty funny.
No, I just dude. Again, I'm keeping track of them all. I've actually snapshotted a couple and forwarded them on to other guys.
Yeah, comedy, right? Like I just been like, everybody's like, yo, what do you do? Like I had two people call me last night, like, yo, when did you start making memes? I said, listen, bro, you know damn well I ain't making no
Oh,
memes.
dude, you type with your knuckles. You didn't make any memes. Here's what it's funny. As I'm looking at all these things, I'm thinking to myself, if these guys who are making these memes or these people that are laughing at them, it's a good thing we didn't have this back in butts.
Come on,
Okay.
man.
And imagine
Come
imagine
on, man.
getting memes of you back in butts.
Come on, man. If I had a video camera with me at any point in life, it would have been over.
That's what I'm saying though, but specific, I can think of very specific examples back on the strand that they'd make incredible memes, if not gifs, right?
I just laugh because everybody be like, Jake, why are you peeing as we run down the beach? I'm like, look, man, I'm good. And he's like, but
Oh,
we're
you
in
were
formation.
dude. I remember one time you were taking muster. You had a clipboard. You were yelling, swearing at somebody, talking, giving directions to somebody else, and pissing at the bottom of your leg all at the same time. It was like the ultimate multitasking.
Bruh, you know how that place is, man. 30 seconds to rest, bro. 30 seconds to rest.
30 seconds is eternity.
I just laugh when you got attacked by the mountain lion, bro.
Oh
That's
fuck!
still
Here we go.
one of my favorite Bud stories in the history of mankind is when we were
I
at
should have kept those
Laguna.
pants. Dude, I should have kept that uniform. Those was like completely shredded.
Oh, that's what happens when you get in a fight with a mountain lion, bro. I told you, like,
And I love to say I won.
no, no question. The best part was it lived on for infamy forever.
I still hear about it. I still hear. I'll be down at. I'll literally be down at Danny's, or even I was at McPee's when someone actually said to me, "Dude, I heard, dude, something about you and a mountain lion up in Laguna." I'm like,
I take all the credit for that one.
motherfucker. Oh, so hey, here's the other thing. So help me out. I was just looking at the memes again. What's all this shit about a construction job? Did you like?
Trav, you know, like, look, man, I'm so tired of this generation. They think you can just
Like, wait, hang on a sec. We're tweening right now.
no,
Are we
no, we're
talking
good.
millennials or Gen Zs?
I don't give a shit. The ones trying to go to SEAL training and Rangers and Green Berets, guys trying to be special, right?
Okay.
And they get upset because it's a lot of work. Everything's a lot of work. It requires a lot of grit. So I've been telling everybody, like, look, man, stop kidding yourself. Go get a hard ass construction job in the summer.
Oh, all right. So
right?
you want them to get perspective.
Yeah, like, dude, I tell people, man, you go work 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day in the summer, and I'm trying to get that dude on from Instagram who said that, he built greenhouses in Pensacola, Florida in the summer, and it took one summer, and he was like, yo, screw this, I'm going to college, man. Like, this ain't what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Well, dude, okay, I don't know if you remember, but I'll go all the way back because you and I got it real similar. We both never saw our dads without a beard, and they both drove truck. Okay,
100%, brother.
I grew up lower middle class, if you want to call it that, in back in Massachusetts. But during the summers, I had two brothers. We're all 1 year apart. I'm the oldest, three boys. We're all 1 year apart, so like basically like Irish triplets. And my parents didn't have two nickels to rub together when it came to buying things like school clothes. We never even owned a new car. So every summer, I worked, me and not just me, there's a lot of kids that I went to school with, they were in the same boat. But we grew up in a very lower middle class or just working class community, I should say. But every summer, the fields, there was this company that grew cigar tobacco. So the big tall stalks that get like, I don't know, 14 feet high, but cigar tobacco with those big ass leaves, and they grow it under the nets. So every summer we'd sign up while we were in school, and then sure as shit, the week after school got out, tobacco started, and the tobacco bus would come around and pick us up at like dark stupid. I think probably 5:30 in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. They come pick, but that means we were up at 4 o'clock. You know, and good on my mom. She got up and she made lunches for me and my brothers and stuff. But we got up and we went and we picked tobacco. We got there. They took attendance of who was there that day because you're making your $5 an hour is what they were paying you. We got $5 an hour, and next thing you know, you're underneath those nets. Now, people think Massachusetts, they don't think it's very hot, but during the summers, it can get really hot. Then you go into the nets, dude. Yeah. Then you go into the nets, that's another 20 degrees hotter. So you were under there, and it could be up to 120 degrees under there, and you're there all day. And literally, you go down the rows, and I'll never forget this. They give you a tarp. So first thing you do, they give you this long ass tarp that goes the full length of the row, and you got these big, tall. You know, it's dark in there, so you grab that tarp, and you'd pick in partners. So you'd have one guy holding the tarp at the end of the row, and the other guy would grab it, and you'd walk through the rows to lay it all down, and then you would both start at either end, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you would pick all the way and meet in the middle. Okay, and then you pull the tarp out, and then pull the stacks of leaves, and you take all those and you load them up and you throw them in the trucks. But bottom line, it was ball busting work.
It sucked.
I mean, oh God, it's the worst. And you got the tar build up in your hands and shit. You're dehydrated. But they've got a freaking water buffalo out there. You know, the old big tank.
Yeah.
On wheels, drinking shitty water and
medley water. Drinking medley water.
Yeah. Oh God. And then they give you like a half hour to I think probably a half hour to eat your lunch real quick that you brought from home, but your fingers are all tar and gross and you don't want to touch anything. So it was nasty, dude. And the worst part was
so tell me this, Travis, since these jackasses don't want to believe me, do you think that helped you do good in buds? Like did that help you? Did that mentally prepare you
no question.
for the mental grit of buds?
Well, I'll tell you what, so that wasn't the end of it though. That wasn't the end of it. So tobacco was during high school. And again, I love to tell you I'm special, but there was other kids just in the same boat as me.
Bro.
Yeah, with me and my buddies, we all did this because our parents didn't have any money. So we all worked. That's how we paid for our own school clothes so we wouldn't get picked on during the year, right? But then what happened? So then after that, I did that until I was a senior in high school. Then I go to college, and during the summers, even though I was playing football and you got money for that, during the summers, you still didn't have your spending money. Yeah. So I started working for a moving company. Me and a couple of buddies. Oh, dude. So check it out, right? So, and you're playing scholarship level football. It was Division II, but it's scholarship level. It's very competitive, as you know, right? You didn't even know that the school I went to. Some ballers over there. But bottom line was, we worked for this moving company. I'll never forget the day I walk in. These freaking slicksters. They walk in, they're like, you guys are going to be great. Where, this job it's sometimes it's a lot of hours and sometimes it's only a couple hours. So some days we might not have any work for you. And because you're hourly, that could be a problem. But I got a deal for you. I'm like, okay, what's that? Well, we're going to give you something called a day rate. We're going to pay you $80 a day. $80 a day. This is back in like 95, right?
Yeah, you were rich.
$80 a day. Because some days, your days will be kind of long. They didn't specify what long was. But on the other days, you might be out of here in an hour. Just come in and chat. I'm like, oh, rock on. That's a good deal. Yeah, so we did that. And those days that are like an hour, I'm still waiting for that day. Never happened. No, so I'm working for $80 a day. We're traveling on the road with these like career movers. Guys have been doing it for like 20, 30 years, and they're cynical and pissy and they suck. And they see these young football players, these big, strong backs coming in. They're like, they had us moving like mini grand pianos up spiral staircases for these houses in these super rich mansions. And of course, the lady of the house was always there. And she'd look at you like grubby movers, and they wouldn't even offer you a freaking drink out of their garden hose. I mean, but you'd be doing it, and you had to be careful enough to touch the sheetrock. You cannot screw up. So we do that like all day long, up and down off the truck, moving stuff into these 7,000 square foot homes up in the Massachusetts and New York area. But traveling. So then we have to go stay overnight. Like these dingy ass, and of course the company, they're only going to put you in the shitty motels, right?
Right, in Motel 6s, bro.
Oh, no.
Where's that big a gap under the door, and you got like squirrels coming in your room at night.
You know what I'm talking about. And dude, I'm talking like Schenectady, New York, and
Red Roof Inn. The Red Roof Inn for $42 a night.
Okay, so you were a baller then, because we didn't get that. We got the one-offs. The ones that weren't part of a chain. They're like stuck in the ones they use in horror movies, right?
It just says like hotel.
Hotel. It says motel.
Motel.
It says motel, and there is, but because they're not part of a chain, there's like no standard.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you go in, it's gross. But we stay there. So here's the thing, though. So we go stay in these places like Pittsfield, Mass, and some other places, and at night where we just worked anywhere from 12 to 18 hours, but we still got to train for football. We still got to go. We only got a couple months here. So me and like two or three couple, I had one offensive lineman, one tight end, and myself. It was the three of us, all college ball players. One at Plymouth State up in New Hampshire, another one at Allegheny. But we all gone to high school together. We were buddies. So we would literally go and find we just take the truck, the big mover truck at night while we left the career movers behind. And we drive through town looking for any gym we could find. And then we stop at that gym and pay them like $5. And then we go get our power cleans and our squats and all that crap. Then we go back to the motel and we would be doing our agility drills and our sprints and all that stuff. And these guys would be up on the rails of like the second story at the motel, just watching us like this. Yeah. And we're like, wearing strength shoes. We brought our strength shoes, dude. Remember the platform?
Yeah.
We were doing all that crap in the parking lots, all that stuff. But we would have to do that after getting our asses kicked, being looked at like we were just grubby, subhuman species all day long by these rich white people.
Yeah, see, you know what I'm gonna tell you, man. Like I try to explain it to these cats. Trav, they don't want to believe you. Like they don't like, it's like, look, I'm telling you how to be successful, and everybody's begging me. But here's what I figured out, Trav. This is why I'm catching a lot of heat right now. Because the general populace hasn't been on my program, right? Only my circle has been on my program. So
Right.
the people in my circle know, they know what's happened. They know the truth. And so I was replying to some Reddit posts, and I just said, listen, I said, watch what happens 2.5, 3 years from now, when all these dudes that I got on this program that it ain't my program, it's just the program we got at the Naval Academy. But when 2-3 years from now, cats gonna be calling me like, oh my God. And then I won't have this problem, right? Like I won't have all these idiots on here.
Okay. So real quick, brother. So here's the thing. And I don't know how many people actually appreciate this, but dudes that come out of the academy because they've been on the program and they get their balls kicked in for 4 years, and you guys get, like I say, I like to say we're all born as a piece of metal, a hunk of metal. But how you can do, how you temper that metal, what do you do with it? Are you going to stay die cast and just get poured into a mold and cool off and you have a single function in life? Or You're going to take that same metal, pour it back in the forge and hammer the piss out of it and then cool it off and then bang on it and then repeat the process or something like that. Point is that steel becomes tempered, right? And that's what the Naval Academy does. And I don't know how many people actually realize this, but the guys that graduate from the academy, while the attrition rate for the enlisted guys or even the OCS officers that come out that didn't go to the academy is probably 70, 80, 90%. I don't know what the numbers are. They fluctuate.
It's like 80.
Yeah, but the academy guys, the attrition rate is like 20%.
Yeah, it's like 94. It's like 94% success rate, 6%.
Now it is. No, now it is. There was a couple of classes there. Some guys will slip through, but the bottom line is, yeah, the success rate for the academy guys, and you can tell when they get there. Everyone's kind of, you got the big crowd at first. You got the 180 guys who all played the video game and told their girlfriends they were going to go be a SEAL. And then by the end of INDOC, you're down, that 180 is down to, or in my case, for 234, we had 118. And then by the time we classed up, 6 weeks later, we were down to 83. And then 3 weeks later after Hell Week, we were down to 17.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. Shoot.
And exactly. But very quickly, you see the cream especially with the officers, you see the cream rise to the top. And those academy guys are, and don't get me wrong, some of the OCS and ROTC guys are studs too, but with almost without exception, the Naval Academy guys always rise up. And the funny part is, half the time they don't even know they're doing it. They're just like this internal wiring happens with these academy guys where they just click on and they literally just go into autopilot and they're leaders and they don't even know they're doing it. And everyone else just kind of fall in and go, hey, that's the standard. And
I didn't have that experience at Bud's.
No, I'll
you were there for it, Travis. You were in my Bud's class.
My favorite thing you had a lot of things. I was in your Bud's class until I got attacked by a mountain lion.
And I apologize for not teaching you land nav in the middle of the night. because I could have got you fixed in about an hour. I
Fuck you,
apologize.
sir. Fuck, with all due respect, fuck
I'm
you, sir.
with you, Trav. I'm
Exactly.
with you.
So bottom line is this. I'll never forget. Do you remember I think it was second phase. I'll never forget because I was standing like 2 people away from you, like right behind you, because you're up front with your freaking BA Baracus pissed off look on your face, standing at attention. And without saying a word, telling all the instructors that you did not fear them. It was actually kind of fun to watch. But then I can't remember who it was. One of the instructors says to you, Jake, or said, Lieutenant Zweig, why do you look at me like you're going to kick my ass? And you going to go, because I could. I'm like, oh God. That was a long day. That was a long fucking day.
Bro, we had a lot of long days, but we broke them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like we broke the instructors. So I don't, you know.
It was funny. So we they filmed class. I remember when I checked it with class 234, and the day before we actually classed up, the director of training came in and said, class or gentlemen, and the guy who did it was he's just a consummate professional, retired as a captain, one of the best team guys I've ever seen. But he's like, you have a unique opportunity. You're going to be participating in something. I can't remember the exact words he used because we're pretty much falling asleep. Next thing you know, the camera's in our face the next day. I'm like, oh shit. Boom mic's hanging over you as you're doing push-ups. Where I'm going with that though is I can't imagine. I know what our class was like, and we had a really special class, and we're still tight. And every single, to a man, I love every one of those guys. They're freaking awesome. And of course, guys like Justin Legg, Justin Carr, Brad Geary, just Lou Rivera, studs I still keep in contact with today. But if I laugh about it, I'm like, if they had brought in a crew to record class 217, where the average weight of the class was about 220 pounds.
Yeah, one little class.
Brawler, dude, if they had brought a camera crew to record with the likes of Clint Bruce and Jake Zweig and Ryan Engold and Tom Rhino and Gut and these other guys, I'm like, that never would have made it to the big screen.
No, I'd have got court-martialed.
There would have been like congressional inquiries because like was absolute barbarians. I've never seen anything like that. To a man, and those guys all stayed and everyone in that class has done really well too.
It wasn't my fault. I kind of set the tone in first phase when I let the E3 beat up the Ensign for talking shit.
Can I tell? Okay, are you gonna put this up or something? Are you gonna put this on your thing?
Yeah. I'm literally just gonna save it and put it up on YouTube, and I'm gonna premiere it.
I was there on the berm that day, and I saw this happen, and I didn't even know what was going on until I got close to saw the commotion. But exactly, I watched how it went. We're not going to say the officer's name. I like him. He's a good guy. But God rest his soul, John Zinn, Seaman Zinn, wasn't even a freaking E4 yet. For some reason, you and him had some connection that was like crazy. That was like your pit bull.
Yeah, that's my dude. Him and Dale Wood, those were my two dudes.
Another pit bull.
Yeah.
That was
savages.
Stud. But anyway, I'll never forget this ensign, this young officer, and John Zinn, our boy, got into an argument. It started out as very benign, and then it very quickly escalated. And I'll never forget, the ensign led with, "I am a commissioned officer in the United States Navy." And then all of a sudden I heard was, I literally, "What the fuck?" That's all I heard. "Everybody, circle up." I'm like, what is going on? And all of a sudden, you put these two in the middle of the circle and you had them square off. And it lasted about 25 seconds where Seaman Zinn beat the dog shit out of the ensign. And the ensign's on the ground now, and you're like pulling Zinn off of him. And then, do you remember what you said? Because I do. You look down and you go, "I told you not to fuck with my E-dogs." And then everybody got up. One of the other guys helped him up, and dude, his balls were back in his stomach for another 3 weeks.
No, we all in the same suck ass environment. Ain't no reason to be trying to do no crazy shit. We're not pulling no rank here.
I do have very fond memories though of you and another guy who in my mind is just a legend, always will be, is Clint Bruce. Just when you guys would go at it, I mean, you guys are swim buddies, dive buddies, and it's like two fucking bulls just going doing this. And I'll never forget watching, and I came around the corner late for this one, but I see like 3 enlisted guys on each one of you pulling you guys off of each other because you guys were going at it. And that's when they started calling you two the ring knockers.
Yeah. We got, man, it's so funny because, the other thing that's going on now, Trav, is all these people keep talking about buds, right? And I've been telling people like buds is kindergarten, man. No one really gives a shit about buds because when you get to the
Easiest
teams,
thing you're ever gonna do as a team guy.
yeah, man, like you in the NFL, and that's like they beat me up about that. Like, why don't you tell, like I'm on a kind of Jocko program. Like I don't talk about buds a lot, right? Like I didn't have no life-changing experiences other than drowning in a swimming pool. But for
Yeah.
the you know what I'm saying? Like dog, Division I wrestling was 10 times as hard as going to buds. It just was like facts.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I can't speak. I wasn't a wrestler. I can't speak to that. But I will say regarding. I appreciate these guys, these aspiring bud students. We'll call them that, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate it's. They only know what they don't know. Okay, the ones that are truly preparing for it, they only know what they don't know. But then you got the other class of them that I get hundreds of messages all the time, and I wish I had more time to answer some of these, but I just don't. I'm just gonna forward them over to you. Yeah, but these guys they reach out to me all the time, and you know my schedule, bro. So
yeah, you on fire, brother. You write movies. And
yeah, so
everything else.
So, but there's that class that appreciates or respects the unknown, even though they've seen videos and they've seen all the other stuff that goes with it. And then there's the class that then there's the folks with the best of intentions that try to game the system. They try to, okay, so this week this is going to happen, and this evolution.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I've had some of my boys that are instructors. They're like, dude, we were having drinks a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, dude, you would not believe this. There's no secret. These kids, they know the next thing that's coming. They've got it all figured out. They don't have how to beat it figured out, but they know the schedule. They know because they've seen it, whether it's in a book they read or a video they saw or something. There's no mystery left to buds. Where having gone through, we showed up at buds, and it was like drinking from a fire hose.
I didn't even know what buds was. I just knew it was hard, Travis. I didn't know there was 3 phases. I didn't know that. I had heard about Hell Week, but that was the extent I knew of buds. I didn't know that I had to run 32 minutes and 4 miles in 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I had a rough idea that it was going to be tough, and I showed up and I was out of shape and it sucked, right? But like, just like you're saying, like my biggest thing now is they got the constraints. So like, whereas we could get beat for 3 hours when we were there, or my favorite, the Friday evening beatings, right down at 618, they can't do none of that stuff.
Well, dude, you know what I know is going to be a good day or a long day? Was remember when we were in second phase and you go in, and we always get there first, right? We always get there like at 4 o'clock, 4:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
In the second phase office get all opened up and shit. But if you got there and you saw a car in the parking lot before you got there,
yeah,
you knew that was an instructor who probably got kicked out of his house the night before, and he's sleeping on the couch inside the office. That was the start to a long day. Or they were out partying and they came in and they crashed out there. And remember a couple of times? Remember that one time that one instructor, I won't mention his name, but we're going along, life is great, we're all setting up, and all of a sudden he appears like a freaking demon on the roof. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you motherfuckers! And we're like, oh. But exactly. Yeah, I told you I ran into him. He ended up going over to SEAL Team 1 later on. He was let's just say he was a much different cat when I saw him when I was in a platoon.
Imagine that, right?
Imagine that. But bottom line, that when you would go there, you would see that like a car there late at early in the morning or whatever. And I remember going into the second phase office, like getting the coffee going and all those things for the instructors. You're sneaking around that one instructor who's on the couch. It was like Smog the Dragon. You don't want to wake him, dude.
Hey, so you went the second phase with us, right?
Yeah, I did.
And so you were there for the infamous Jocko board, and
of course.
Me and Clint, and we built the Jocko board. And like this goes to show, like we're just caveman, man. We didn't know what the fuck a Jocko board was. So we hung all the letters up, and then they came out like, "Are you guys being wise asses?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?"
No, dude. Okay, you're totally putting frosting and a pretty picture on this thing. Most of us had figured out what the Jocko board was, and because you had a couple instructors, again, great guys. Once the great thing about buds instructors, people understand, is what you see in buds, that sadistic, crazy. That's not who they are. They're true professionals. They know when it's time to be a student and when it's time to be a team guy. And literally the minute you're done with them, they turn it over and all of a sudden the switch changed and they're normal guys again. But there was 1 or 2 evil motherfuckers. You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
That enjoyed this shit. You could see it in their eyes. They enjoyed it. you know, like I say, their wives left them or whatever, you know, and they're just, you know, took all the furniture when they're on their last deployment. Now they're like,
they're shooting buddies raising their kids right now.
Yeah, exactly. So now all of a sudden you see instructor go out and put letter up. And I remember we got all the way to JOCK, U, and then the U went up for no reason. I can't, it was like some dumb, they just thought they were funny. And then you, motherfucker, you go, man, fuck that. You go over and you hung it up. And then you literally go over to the front door and you're like, what?
Hey, bring it, son.
Well, do you remember we were on the classroom? We were doing dive physics. We were doing dive physics, and that's like the academic week, right? And we're having some downtime. And dude, I remember you could hear them laughing outside because the big roller door was down in front of the classroom, and it was like you could see their boots all running around outside. The tension was building in the class. I remember that tension was building in the class. The guys were like, oh man, we were just, you know, they had fucked us up a couple days before. And I was like, I don't want to do this again. And you caught on to the fact that the class morale was like getting anxious. Dude, you literally stood up, you turned, because you sit at the head of the class, you go, man, fuck these pussies. You ran out of the classroom while they were out there. You ran out through the door. So we had a big garage door that was like only about that much of it, about this much was showing. So we see their boots. You blew past them, threw yourself into the dip tank, made yourself all wet. And then you went and stood at attention in front of them. You're like, bring it. Oh, they brought it, dude. But the one thing I'll say is they all loved that class before it was all said and done, because it was just, again, if you could call a Bud's class such a thing, that class 217 was like, they were gangsters.
Brother, you know everybody gonna get mad at you for calling me a gangster because they swore I was taking secrets back to the hood. I'm like, yo, I don't know what y'all talking about. We ain't done nothing special yet that I don't already know in this camp.
Well, you know, I like to tell people that Jake is, because I get asked about you a bunch, and they don't realize how close we are, you know. And I tell them, I'm like, you gotta understand something about my boy Jake. Jake, the SEAL. Jake has been shot. He's missing a finger, and he's got all this, and that was all before he actually went to Butts.
Wait, that was before I got out of high school.
I know, but it just sounds so much more impressive when you throw it all together like that. He's been shot and he's missing a finger. That happened before Butts. You know?
Yeah. No question. No question.
Oh, well, hey, to your point though, honestly, looking at these memes, I love it. I think it's whoever's doing the Jocko memes thing or the Jake meme thing. It's funny as hell. It puts a funny spin on things, and it's a nice reprieve of all the intense, the books. And don't get me wrong, I get no problem with guys writing books or any of that stuff. Hey, each their own. You got to blaze your own trail, right? Or what I think, you know, what everyone's doing is good to go. I got no issues with it. But with the perspective though that you're talking about with the construction thing, or I'd say if you've never had a hard job, and it's harder. I don't blame the generation, Jake. I don't blame them, because the job opportunities that we had as a kid, that the Department of Labor would let you get away with, letting guys like us, you know, go work on, you know, we could go do demo on construction sites and stuff.
Yep.
15, 16. We can't do that now. So they're, you know, these kids' version of a hard job might be working at Chick-fil-A, having to be polite to people.
Wait, Trav. I had somebody ask me, I work in a Starbucks and the steam is kind of hot. Oh, I was like, what?
He needs to stay. Hopefully, if he wasn't trolling, he needs to stay at Starbucks.
Bro, I told him, I said, hey man, you need to quit that tomorrow. Go get you a real job, son. Because I don't know what you think is hard about Starbucks, but I'm telling you, you're gonna get your brain crushed if you jump off this bridge into the special warfare, in this, you know what I'm saying, like special forces.
Yeah,
you're gonna get your head blown off.
This goes back to the probably the most basic of standards, the most basic of prerequisites for Buzz. I think, you know, I always tell people, and I'm probably not the only one that says this, but SEALs aren't made like you can put 500 Marine candidates into boot camp, and then you know, 16 weeks later you'll get 450 badass Marines. Okay, what are you doing?
Hang on, I'm gonna show you. Come here. She busted my balls because I ain't cooked dinner for the kids because I got on with you.
Hey, beautiful. What's going on?
She busted my balls.
That shot right there tells me, dude, you're punching way out of your weight class.
Yeah, no question, right?
Look,
I miss you.
I hear you guys giving this dude a hard time You obviously have never been burned by steam. That is very hard to get burned by steam every day. Give this kid a break.
Well, out of primal fear, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to argue with her. Hey, handsome. What's going on, buddy?
Why do you have this wood background?
Because it's awesome. Look, you just disappeared.
Come on, we're gonna get to them.
All right, go get
Whoa.
some.
Dude, are you like a Marvel superhero or something? You're fading in and out there.
Yeah, he's coming in and out.
I like that.
All right, Sinbek.
I barely can exist now.
Demi, you probably don't remember me, but you don't.
Hang on, listen.
Demi, you probably don't remember me, but you almost got us thrown out of an IHOP or something the last time I saw you in Texas. I mean, he was running around.
Remember you were running around at IHOP? We were eating breakfast with Travis.
No.
Grabbing off everybody's plate, taking whatever the hell you wanted. We're good with it.
Running around like a wild man. You were little now. You were little.
You
I
were
don't
little.
remember. I don't.
Nah, it's a good thing you were handsome. You charmed them, but you were doing enough to get us thrown out.
All right, bud. Hey, Travis, one last thing, man. Everybody asking me about this book, and I told them I got somebody working on it. So.
Oh yeah, well, the problem with that book, here's what I'll say about the book. If there's a Jake Zweig book, it's so encompassing because you've done so many freaking things. I think that the book is not done being written yet, and I'm not. Or
I agree.
The story isn't written yet because there's some things coming that we can't talk about. But yeah, the book is going to be epic, and it's going to be graphic. It's going to be graphic because if I remember as soon as I got to college, and I know you're exactly like this. I remember me and my roommate, who I'm still super tight with, we watched Animal House. We watched that movie and we said, yeah, first week of school, that's going to be us. And we did that. And I was like, we did it like John Belushi and the guys and whatever the hell the name of that frat was, Delta, Delta, Delta. I know this for a fact. Even at the academy, I think you academically you were sound, but from a demerits perspective, I think you were the honor man.
Honor man. Bro, I had 375 demerits.
So that's my point. I put the scale in reverse. Okay, you were.
Yeah, like there probably was. Wait a minute, chap. This is a good one. I graduated 1036 military order of merit wise. Okay.
Yep.
We only graduated 998 people.
No shit.
How's that possible? How did 38 people have a better order of merit than me, and they didn't even graduate?
Well, Jake, unfortunately, you had so many demerits. They put you in historical context of the entire school's history. Fucking savage! I swear to God. I love you, bro, but dude, if the walls could talk, and still including some of the shit that we've done, my God.
Let me tell you something, man. I just go back to the fact that I tried to put a hot tub in my townhouse in Michigan in business school. But I
heard that story I didn't hear that story from you. I heard it from Rob.
I did have a full Bun-O-Matic Slurpee machine turning in my house with grain alcohol 100% of the time.
Holy shit. You also had a white room. You ever tell them about that?
Ooh, the white room. Bro, there's no pictures of the white room, yo. We don't have no pictures of the white room.
Oh, Jesus. God,
you haven't lived until you spent a day in the white room, the Turkish white bedroom with the white fur table, with the white plaster of Paris artwork that my dad made of a woman's vagina. You can't beat it, bro.
Everything is white. Everything.
And you had to talk like this in the white room because there was no anxiety in the white room and there was no room.
No, everyone needs a white room, Jake. I think that's something we could probably bring back, actually, now that I think about it.
Bro, I'm telling you, the savagery that took place in the white room.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, dude, by the way, I noticed the other one real quick, because I got to put that away because we opened that can of worms and we got to put a rating on this thing. I noticed you've been busting some balls about enlisted guys with degrees going enlisted.
Listen, man, here's my deal. Okay, here's my deal. Right now, the pipeline backed up 9 to 12 months just to get to buds.
Is it really?
It's really backed up right now, Trav. It's backed up. Okay. There's a bunch of dudes. 20% of the guys going to buds don't get out of buds prep, which is the program they put in after basic training.
That's a great idea.
You have to test out of that. 20% of the people ain't testing out of it. Okay. So you got a college degree and we're only graduating 250 a year. So 1,000 go, 250 graduate. So you got a college degree, and let's say you one of the 750 people that smoked and swore they had it all figured out.
There's a bunch of those.
And now you're swinging that hammer, chipping that paint with your Princeton degree.
Or nail gun, if you're really good.
You know, I was deck division officer, bro.
I know.
So my whole argument is, my two dudes I just put in the Army, it took them 3 months to get in the Army. 3 months, right? Give or take. They had a board. They went in the Army. They went to basic. They went to OCS. They went to IOBC. They went to Ranger School, and then they were done. Now they're in there. But like, if they fail any of that, they're still an officer. Okay. Now, you have some hard charge. I got a hard charging ass dude from Pepperdine right now, Savage. Okay. And he's basically like, Jake, I'm going enlisted SEAL. Okay. I'm good with that because now, Travis, they got a couple really good programs. If you finish as the honor man of your class and you have a degree, you can select officers.
Really?
Yep. I don't know if that's still in effect, but I heard that 6 months ago. And the other one they have is first tour enlisted guys that get invited they pick them up for this special OCS package they have. So enlisted guys that have one deployment and a college degree, they can get picked up after their first deployment for officers in the team.
Did not know that. Okay. All right.
Both of those programs are new. And when I say new, like the last couple of years. But, you know, like my dude right now, enlisted dude with a college degree, Division I athlete, is murdering the SEAL teams right now. Murdering it. And he's going to have to make a decision because the other thing that's happening now is...
Wait, he's murdering SEAL, he's murdering teams, or he's murdering buds?
No, the teams. He's in the teams already. He's killing it. And, you know, that they've already asked him, hey, man, would you be interested in this program, right? But he's also getting this question. Would you take an invitation to Dev Group?
Yeah.
So like, is he going to have to make a really awesome decision, which, I mean, I can't help him with that decision. Right? Like I can't say, hey man,
everyone's got their own path to
absolutely. But yeah, Trav, I know, you know, and I really just been beating up. Really what I'm doing, Trav, is I'm trying to get all them dudes that got no, like, you know this, you know the saying in the teams. We know who ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
We just don't know who's going to make it.
With few exceptions. Right. Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's a good way to put it. I'll take that.
We don't know who's gonna make it, but we know who's not gonna make it.
Correct. Right.
Remember the JG in my class?
Yeah,
we
nice
knew
guy, really nice guy, but
awesome dude, but we knew that dude wasn't gonna make it. I don't care how hard you want it. All right. And so I'm just trying to get those guys that you know don't have a chance to understand, like, look, man, you could go in the Army and have a great career and not chip paint on the shit.
Yeah, I probably had 4 officers in my class that were really fantastic, like people from a personal perspective, wonderful people to this day. If I saw them, I'm buying them dinner. We're going to hang out. It'd be great to see them. But yeah, they weren't going to make it. They just weren't, you know, but they're making mad people. They just weren't. That training wasn't, as Master Chief Goward used to say, training wasn't for you.
Yeah, training wasn't for you.
Training wasn't for you.
Talking like he kung fu master and shit.
I love that. Lando Calrissian, love that guy.
Yeah. That's my dude, man. You know my story that goes back with him all the way to the first day of Buds.
I do. Yeah. No.
So I know, Travis. I know you had a damn college degree and you enlisted.
Well, you remember what I did right before I came in, right?
Didn't you? Do you have a master's degree too?
No, I got 2 bachelors. But you know what? You remember what I did before remember my job right before I came in? I was teaching.
Oh, that's right. You were a school teacher.
I was. And then I used the other half of that year to train, just to get ready to go to Buds when I made that decision to go. But yeah, it was. Here's the thing, though. I can't make equivalent comparisons to what's going on now. It was different for us than it is for these guys.
It is.
Teams have gotten smarter on how to do the recruiting. They're getting better candidates. But it was interesting though, is I actually had a good buddy of mine. He's the command master chief of a team. Doesn't matter which one or who he is. But I asked him very, very point blank. This is probably 4 or 5 months ago. We were out. We were having beers, whatever, just catching up. And I said, so tell me, are they with this generation? Are they better than us? Or no, I said, are they as good as we were? And he looks at me point blank and he goes, Trav, they're better on paper.
I'm
goes,
gonna say
let me
this,
finish
Trav.
real quick.
Go
He goes,
ahead.
on paper, they're all 6'1", they're all 180 pounds, or they're between 5'10" and 6'1", they're 185 pounds. They're running faster than we did. They're doing more pull-ups. They're doing all those things, but they're missing that one critical thing. What's that? He goes, they're not self-starters. He goes, they got to be told what to do. And he goes, from professional maturity perspective, and this is just his take. Okay. This isn't Travis's perspective. I'm just literally relaying what he said. Because I don't know, I'm not at the Strand anymore, but he said that these kids from an emotional maturity perspective, they're 2 years behind where the average new guy was when we were there, when you still got the shit kicked out of you if you were out of line.
Yeah, see, and that's the difference between my guys I'm putting in. We focus on that. Like I get them ready for that before they go to buds. Hey man, this is how we be a professional in the SEAL teams. We're gonna show up early, we're gonna leave late, and anytime anybody asks for help, we're gonna raise our hand and volunteer. Whether that's paperwork, whether that's making K-ducks, whatever it is, and we're gonna win through effort, and we're gonna learn through all that stuff, right? And like the dude I was talking about, like dude, he just raised his hand all the time, man. He's planning trips, doing orders, he's doing everything. And so now they're looking at him like, yo, this dude's a rock star.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. Like, be a self-starter, right? You know how, like, dog, we were in a team 20 years ago.
When not employed, actively seek employment.
Yep.
I don't care if you're building pallets. I don't care if you're at the range. I don't care if you're in the house and jumping in the train. Okay. And when not employed, actively seek employment. And that's the problem. There's a disconnect between, at least the way it was explained to me, from a guy who I have an incredible respect for, has been doing the job for almost 30 years, said that there's a disconnect between when not employed, actively seeking employment. There's this wire that needs to be connected to both sides. Yeah. And they're still waiting to be told what to do because, again, they came up in a different generation. So and people love to bust balls on the millennials and the Gen Zs. I don't, because Mike Rowe is the Dirty Jobs guy.
Yeah. You see, dog, I got a Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs, me.
I'll tell you what, then this is perfect. He did an editorial probably last year. Okay. And it was so insightful, so revealing. He basically said that everyone's cutting on these kids, ripping on them, saying how shitty they are. But the big thing that everybody's missing here is kids haven't changed since the beginning of time. It's the parents that have. It's the parents and the education system that has changed. All the safety nets that are in place. I mean, dude, here's the deal. I have no problem saying it. When I got out of line, I got my ass handed to me physically.
Oh yeah, bro.
Guess what?
Beat, bro.
95% of the time, I deserved it. The other 5%, I figured that just made up for all the shit I got away with. Okay? But I got my ass handed to me when I needed it because my dad was good like that.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of these kids, it's not the same. I know you did. I know your dad. Mm-hmm. All right? It's so funny. Your dad and my dad, even my wife saw that. We were all together in LA. Your dad and my dad, I swear to God, they had the same father. They looked the same. They got the same beard, same cracking their ass, hanging out. God rest their souls, both of them now.
Yeah.
But those two could be brothers. I've never seen my father. Two things about my dad, and I'm sure you could say the same about yours. Not once in my life did I ever beat my dad up in the morning, and beat him out of bed. He was always up, no matter what time we got up. It was stupid, dark, stupid, whatever. My father was always up first. And my mom got up with him, packed his lunch, and he was going, and his truck was idling in the driveway.
Yep.
Idling in the driveway. And even on the weekends, he was just working on cars. We didn't have new cars. We just had to fix stuff. Always fixing something. Lived in a house that was over 200 years old in Massachusetts. Always took a whole weekend to frame up a window because the house was all settled and all those. But those guys, they might not have had degrees, but they were the smartest dudes I know. I mean, mechanically inclined. My father was dyslexic, but he's the smartest dude I know. Could do anything.
My dad fixed anything, man.
Yeah. And I wish I'd like hung out a little bit more working under the cars and stuff, because I wouldn't be spending. Remember my Lotus? I had to spend $360 to get an oil change on that thing every time I got it done.
Hey, Trav, this is an interesting takeoff on that. So, 2007, 2008, the 2007 season, we got let go. Or 2008 season in Iona, we got let go. They dropped football.
I remember that.
Monster Garage was running hard, right? And I'm like, I'm building a motorcycle. So I found a motorcycle in the guy's yard. I paid $50 for it. I should have paid free. Got it back to my house, cut it all up, cut the frame up. I went and bought a welder for $400, a MIG welder, welded it all up. In the middle, I called my dad. I said, hey, man, I was like, why didn't you teach me how to weld? He said, because I knew you would like it. And I was like,
That's why.
yeah, man, I'm building this motorcycle right now. It's pretty cool. He said, yeah, I wasn't raising a fucking welder. You're going to
sound
college.
just like him.
Right? That's what he said to me. He said, I'm not
sound
raising
just like
a
him, bro.
fucking welder. And so he had told me a bunch of times, like, because I'd be like, Dad, he used to drive logging truck when I was young, and I loved the rubber tire skidders carrying the logs out, right? And he was just like, so I remember I went with him one time. We went up into the mountains by Sequami Pass. It was snowing and it was raining and the truck was sliding. I thought it was awesome. And I remember he was going back the next day. I don't remember. It must have been Christmas or whatever. He was working. And I said, hey, Dad, I'm going to come with you today. He said, no, you're not coming with me. Well, why not? Nah, you ain't fucking driving no truck for a living.
You sound, dude, that was my dad.
But it's the same thing, right? Like my dad was like, he had parameters around what I could learn and what I couldn't learn. Now he taught me how to work on cars, but he wasn't going to teach me how to weld. And he wasn't going to teach you.
He wasn't going to teach you a trade.
He wasn't going to allow me to like. I remember him running plumbing, right, with soldering pipes, and now I can solder pipes. But I'd be like, Dad. He's like, look, Jay. He was like, you too much into art. You are an artist. He said, if I taught you the skills of the metal trade, he said, ain't no telling what you would have done. And he said, the other problem you had is you like to make money too fucking much.
And that's
I said,
money.
what?
That's penny wise, pound foolish money.
But that's my thing, though. He said, dog, this is what he said to me. He said, Jay, he said, if I would have taught you how to weld, he said, you might have dropped out of school because you were making $200-300 a day welding. And you would be telling me constantly, I'm rich. I'm rich. He said, so I didn't let you get started. He said, fuck you. I ain't teach you.
Well, and it goes back to my original point, dude. You know, the wisest people I ever knew were the ones that knew what they didn't know. You know, they did. And yeah, my father was like, well, he was always like, his story was a little different to me because the difference between you and me, where you can't spell your own name without a spell check. You know me, I can write, but I'm not mechanically inclined. My father would say, you got to go to college because you're dumb as a box of rocks under this car, or you can't frame nothing up.
So you know what was interesting? My dad was 7 semesters of straight A's as an engineer.
I knew that.
At University of Washington. And we got an argument when we were in freshman in high school. I was kind of talking down to him a little bit. He went and got this yellow ass transcript.
Looks like parchment.
It was dirty yellow and it was straight A's, 7 semesters. And I just remember like when we built stuff, we didn't build it. He had this, I got the book right here, man. Right here. This book right here. Is this it? Let me look. No, this is the, hang on. I'm gonna get this book for you, Travis, because this is mind blowing. Damn, where is this book at? I might not have it right here.
What is it though?
It's a green, it's called the Engineering Bible. And it's a green book and it's really thick. And in it is every engineering formula you need, right? Like if you got to pump water 20 feet up in the air, you need this diameter pipe with this much horsepower.
Oh, wow.
So like when we built stuff, like we built a water wheel in my yard that pumped
He
water.
wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing this. And he was
engineering. Like he'd have that book out and he'd have a whole page of formulas. And then we would go build something and it would work every time. Now I did this, right? Like when I won the University of Washington Science Fair, I was like, okay, I'm building this mousetrap car. I'm gonna engineer this thing. Hey, Dad, I need some help making some steam wood wheels. All right, cool. I'll show you how to do it. And he set up the little steamer off a pot. He welded a fitting to a pot and made a steam pipe, and we steamed the bamboo or the balsa wood. And I made these wheels. And then, but he didn't, he was like, all right. cool.
Hey,
But then I
yeah.
won. And he was like, all right, good stuff, you know. And then he turned around and welded up a bike trailer for me to haul my boat to the Puget Sound. At 8 years old, I could tow my boat to and from the Puget Sound up a big ass hill. And
That
he
sounds
built,
about, with him, that sounds about right. I mean, yeah, the risk assessments that were done when we were kids did not exist. I mean, remember us riding around the back of trucks all the time with open pickup trucks, or seatbelts were novel. We didn't really think about seatbelts.
my dad never wore a seatbelt. Ever.
Yeah.
You know,
God, we sound like those cantankerous old fucks, dude. Back in my day.
Hey, you ain't gotta tell me. I know I'm old.
Yeah.
I know I'm old at this point.
Yeah, dude. You know what though? It's funny. We're getting older. Still can do it. But
I'm as good once as I always was.
Yeah, it's all right. You realize I'm not that smart. You can start going down that road and it'll confuse the
That's
hell
a
out of
country western song,
you.
right?
I know it's by what's his name? Basically, hey, what's up, baby girl? Come here. Come here, say hi to Uncle Jake. Come here. No. Can I have a hug? She wants me to open a Pop-Tart.
Crazy.
I get a hug if I can open a Pop-Tart. Come here, baby.
Hey, I had to open a big box of toilet paper because my youngest son wanted to know what was in the box.
Exactly. Hey,
What's up?
Say hi. Say hi to Uncle Jake. No, we're gonna be shy. Well, don't worry. Most girls give him that look when they first meet him.
No question, right?
All right.
I can't win with a 3-year-old. I'm done.
Dude, I can't win with her. You kidding me? I gotta pay the bills. I can't win with her. Christ. So, but anyway, well, hey, brother, I gotta jump. I'm on deadline. I got shit I gotta do. But I just want
these movies done, Trav? Are you getting these movies done? Are we gonna?
Yeah, COVID's had us in pre-production purgatory, but this stuff's happening. I gotta have, as a matter of fact, I gotta have the smartest person in the vicinity of this phone call. I know her name is Sarah.
Yeah.
She's smarter than we are. I'm gonna have your wife. I did another pass at Doug Zembeck's story. I need Sarah to give it a read, the objective read.
Okay.
Because if I can get her to cry again, then I'm winning.
Yeah, bro. She was rolling in tears last time.
Yeah.
Man.
So if she wins, but yeah, there's some good stuff coming. Plus one TV show, a scripted show. At the same time,
just remember what I want to carry, dog. Just remember what I want to carry. I just want to carry him around and polish him and be your bag guy, dog. I just want to be the guy collecting the bags.
Dude, I'm worried about you and I rolling together again with that much attention and resources. It's a beautiful thing. It's scary and beautiful.
Hey, bro, listen, man. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm free of all chains, bro. I'm free of the bondage of college football. So get ready, because I'm about. Dog, the fire's already started, but I'm just waiting.
Do me a favor. If you end up back on the screen,
yep,
and if you say you get your own show, yep, invite me on so we can do some shenanigans. Because I have a feeling there's a whole segment of the population out there that would love to see the shit that we get up into. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, brother.
Regardless of where it's at, because
I'll hold you to it now. I'll hold you to it. Because Buzz Class 234 wouldn't be the same without Travis Lively, the man that got attacked by a mountain lion. And
he was trained by Class 217. But hey, but bottom line, dude, a lot of people don't realize how tight you and I are. They don't know how long we've known each other. That's what's interesting.
Hey, brother, let them sleep under that rock, man. Love you, dude. Appreciate it.
Love, brother. They love you. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye, Trav.
Later.